thought I'd come on for a little chat. So I've got some tidying up to do in a bit. Just sorting some bits of rubbish out really that need to go and get chucked in the bin. Bits of paper and stuff. I've been shredding paper, you know, just bits and bobs. Another spring clean, I think. I'm just using that thing, chamomile orange tea. It's really nice, but I just thought I'd show you some bits that I'm going to use for something in the garden. It's a bit of a gardening chat. Now, I put the video up yesterday. It was a tiny little video of me digging up my, trying to dig my borders up. I know it didn't look anything because I'd only done the corner because I had to dig the lawn up, so it's raining, so hopefully this weekend it'll be nice and I can finish the rest of it off and then show you. But because I'm planning on putting some, and that's not just it, I've got some plans for the garden. I'm not a gardener, but I've got to get gardening because that's a chat I'll talk about in a minute. But I've just been to Morrison's to get a few bits, and I just saw, I don't know if this is how you say this, but ranunculus, I don't know if that's right, but £3. I got two, one's upstairs in the bedroom. I'm not putting them out yet. These little, I don't know, they look like roses, but I just thought they were really pretty. They remind me a bit of, how do you say it, pone, I don't know. But they are for outside borders and stuff, so I thought where I'm starting my borders off, because I've got a gate thing going over, which hopefully I'll be able to make out of some willow or whatever in the future, because I like making things, so gardening will be good for me as well. I've got two of them, and as time goes on I'll just collect a few more with little bits of pennies that I have. Also, where is it? My mum got me this a few years ago, and it is actually for the garden, but I've always had it in the house, but it does sort of get in the way because it's quite big, so I thought when I've done it I'm going to put it in the garden because it is gorgeous, and it's got pink flowers on it, the pone, I don't know how you say it, this big snail with what do you call it, mosaic work on it. Would look lovely with these as well because they're pink flowers, would look quite nice. So it's really heavy. Yeah, my big snail. That can go in the garden. These came the other day because I was going to see if I could grow them, whatever, chamomile, German seeds, chamomile flowers, because I do like chamomile tea. And you can make tea out of dandelions as well. If you've got them in your garden, you can make tea out of dandelions, and you can actually eat the leaves with a good wash, obviously. Some other bits I've just found in a craft box, because, you know, I like making things. If people watch my past videos and everything comes around, like people say, someone said the video, like your artwork, I miss your artwork. I will be doing artwork again. I've got some paintings to do for the house. But like I said, I always just do things I love, so whatever takes my fancy at the time, in the year, the week, the month, I just do it. I'm feeling a bit into gardening at the minute. I found these little wooden fairy things for making things out of, and they've got like paper bits on the front, but I thought if I took this off so it was like that, I could paint them, but maybe I could hang them in the garden or put sticks on and stick them in plant pots with, they could be like, or even stick the feet in, they could be like labels for what's, you know, what plants are in your plant pots and stuff. I don't know, just to use them up, maybe. Then I had these little wooden things, and I thought you could stick them on plant pots, or I don't know, could do something with them. The wood, I could glaze them so they don't get ruined. pegs. I guess you could put them on the side of little plant pots, because then you could use them as markers as well. You know, that's got an owl on it. Then I found this, because I'm sorting stuff out. And this was willow. It's only a mini one. It was when I was starting a dream catcher, which mine, I did, I think it was last year I did it. Made one from, handmade it, and it's got handmade paper butterflies on from my own paper with, don't know if you can see it, with rose petals in it. And it's got beads on it. One bead's missing at the bottom, so I've got to sort that out. I'd like to make some more dream catchers, but big ones. My mum got me some willow. It wasn't a lot, but she found some naturally where she lives, so she got me a bit, obviously because willow's bendy. So I might make some for the garden, because this one's not finished anyway. What else did I find? Oh yeah, this was an old picture frame. Don't know if anyone's got any ideas. It was an old picture frame and the backs fell out, because it's like gardeny colours. It's got glass in it, but I could like protect it on the front, but I thought, what could I use it for? Actually, I just thought, I wonder if I could make a sign with it, because it's got this glass bit in, so I can fit some paper behind there and fix a back on, and you know, a wooden pole. Because what I'm thinking of doing in the garden in the end, to be a post to say, you know, like whose garden it is. And I wanted to name it, I was going to say Annie and Don's. That was me, Nana and Grandad. They love gardening, but I don't know if it was my Nana who loved more gardening more. She used to win competitions, so I'll ask my mum about that, because I could call it. And you know what, I always go on about my Nana. That's a picture of her up there when she was younger. Annie's garden. I just think it'd be a really nice thing to do, because we were dead close, and she didn't die that long ago, and my mum still got her ashes, and she said, we really need to do something with her ashes. And I was like, have you still got them? She's like, I wanted to spread them somewhere, but she said you and your sister could have a bit, and then she could spread the other bit of ashes somewhere. And I said, I've always said I would like to get something like a plum tree, because she had plums in a garden. Plums, apple trees, and I just remember plums. You know, in a big tub, and then put the ashes in that tub, and that'd be like her tree. If I ever moved, hopefully I could take it with me, if it was, you know, stunted a bit in a pot. That's what I was thinking. I was just thinking it'd be a nice thing to add to the garden, because she did love gardening, and she used to win a lot of competitions for the best garden where she used to live. And she had beautiful gardens, and she used to make damson jam and plum jam, and my granddad used to love rhubarb, and she used to make rhubarb, you know, pies and stuff from the garden. So in a way, I think I'm wanting to get into gardening, one, because I see it as exercise. I see it as, you know, being out in nature, which I said, if you suffer from depression or anxiety, it is a good thing. It relaxes you. Even if you've got a tiny garden or a balcony, you can plant pots and flowers and things. You can plant veg in pots, so you can grow stuff, because I want to do a bit of veggie growing, only a little bit. But I want to get loads of flowers in, so it's like a peaceful, nice place to attract butterflies, even though we get them over the back. And bees, because I was just watching Beltane Cottage, lovely videos, but one of the videos from 2013, and it is so sad when we say, you know, we know about bumblebees disappearing and stuff, but apparently Einstein said when they disappear, humans will disappear, because at the end of the day, they pollinate, or whatever you call the flowers and the fruits and stuff, and the crops and this, that and the other, as we know. We need them instead of the shitty GMOs that are in everything. And it was a video on GMOs, saying, you know, they don't have to put it on food labels, but it's, I think it's, if you go and watch that video, it tells you anyway. I think it was Beltane Cottage, and the video she did was called Destruction of Seeds, because these elites, they know by doing all this and making crappy food, GMOs, when they rule, you know, when they control the food, they control the world, basically. They're giving us crap. And they were saying on this video that the rats and stuff that were given these GMOs, they were finding out they had organ, like, diseases or failure or the organs were rotting or whatever. We eat that. We eat the GMOs. So it's poison basically. And that's why I'm saying, you know, to try to grow your own bits, but then again, they probably want to take over the seed thing as well, so they know if we've got no seeds and no one can plant anything, it'll be against the law in the future. On this video, you're just going to be buying GMO crap. We should have the choice to have what we buy. If it's organic, it should be organic, not with all pesticides and shite on it. That's poisoning us anyway, because they say, oh, it's to keep the bugs off and this, that and the other. Well, they didn't do that hundreds of years ago, did they? They didn't have pesticides. They didn't have to be sprayed with all the chemical crap that they spray everything with today just to make something bigger, or it just gets on my nerves. But anyway, ran over, but they were all also saying about the bees, because on Beltane Cottages is like, she just, is it permaculture, agriculture, plants everything everywhere, and the butterflies will come in, the birds will come in, the bees will come in, nature basically will come in your garden. You can bring the bees back, and it is true, we need the bees to come back. They're very important. Like she said, Einstein said, if the bees go, humans will surely follow in the end. Nature's there for a reason. It's there for the globe, it's there for the world, it's there for everybody. It's not, we're not meant to be having GMO stuff and all this, but, you know, a lot of us don't care because we like our foods, and it's hard because it's in a lot of stuff. But I was just ranting a bit there because it does annoy me, but you can help a little bit if you try to plant things in your garden. And I don't know, it's just a sad world we live in when you think about some stuff sometimes, especially with animals and plants and stuff. To me, they just want a concrete world. My mum would be happy with that. She hates trees and plants and stuff, and she just... Can you imagine a concrete world, how awful and depressed it would be? Concrete. No plants, no trees. You'd have no animals because they wouldn't be able to live off anything, would they? You'd be eating some sort of modified, yucky, horrible stuff that didn't do any good for you, because everything that does us good comes out of the earth. So... I wonder why they're trying to get rid of it. Anyway, whatever. But if you fancy just going and watching that, it was a quick video. It's Beltane Cottage, and it was destruction of seeds. So hopefully, if we have a nice weekend, I might be able to show you a little video of how far on I get on with this, digging the borders out, because I've never done it in my life. I've never been a gardener. I don't really know what I'm doing, but who cares? It's all in the experimentation of it. And someone said on here, I can't remember your name, it made me laugh. She was like, oh, I wanted to do mine, but I didn't want to do it on my own. But I'm doing it on my own. I just think, well, you know, like Beltane Cottage, she does it on her own, a woman on her own. You should see what she's done on her own. And I don't mean it's just a decent sized garden. She's in Ireland, so she's got a lot of land, and she's planted trees on her own. A garden is beautiful, and when you watch it coming into spring and summer now, it's beautiful. You can see why, in a way, it is exactly why the elites, the people high up, want people like us to be living in apartments and flats and places that don't have gardens, if you think about it. Because you might think, oh yeah, but, you know, like living in the city and flats, and there's not enough, you know, homes for people to live in. But the reason why every house or flat or apartment should have a garden, or a community garden, or an allotment where a big piece of land is given to that block of flats and everyone can go in and help each other, because I'm watching allotment stuff as well, because they don't want you to have a garden. Some of you might not be into gardening, but they don't want you to have garden and space, because that's where you can grow free food. That's where you can that's where you can grow flowers to attract wildlife, you know, the insects that we need, bees and butterflies and stuff like that. And for people with anxiety and depression, I think it's a relaxing thing for someone to go and do, even if you don't enjoy gardening that much, but sitting out in the little space of that nature little bit that you've got in your garden. They want you depressed in little places all huddled up next to each other with no land, you know, no flowers, no nothing. But saying that, there was a woman in New York, or there is a woman in New York, I think it was New York, I saw the other year on a video, and I was just like, doesn't matter if you live in the city, these urban, are they urban or what they call guerrilla growers? I think they're fabulous. There's no excuse, right? These elites can do one. You can plant, you know, where these people just plant everywhere, plant on rooftops. That's how it should be in the end. Even if you're built up in a city, you should be allowed to plant on old buildings that are not being used, inside the buildings, in places you wouldn't even think, so you can get nature out there. To me, cities should have bigger gardens and different things in it and places like that, and they should be planting flowers everywhere. You can imagine how gorgeous it would be in summer with just plants everywhere and trees in places you wouldn't think they would be, and building round trees. I'm just going off on one now, but I know what I mean. But it would be like paradise. But to me, they want people living on top of each other in little houses, little apartments with no room to swing a cat, no gardens, no nothing, concrete city, because to me, that is depressing. That is depressing. Some people say they attract people to go into the city, like, oh, you know, nightlife, this, that and the other. No. Might because I'm getting older now, like, no, I'd rather actually go and live in the country, away from people. Not too far away, but just in the country with a massive garden and chickens or whatever. But if you do live in the city, or you know, you're not in the country, if you've got a garden, how big or how small doesn't really matter, just get planting. I just think, I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying, but that's what I think they do with city life. They try and, you know, get rid of all that, so people can't have places to relax, can't have the enjoyment out of flowers and stuff. And I see that after watching these videos. I think, you know, flowers are beautiful. You know, a lot of women like flowers and men. But watching these allotments, I'm just loving it at the minute, all these garden shows. It might sound sad to some, but I just think it's really nice, because obviously in winter it doesn't look much, and then it comes alive in spring, summer, and it just looks beautiful. Like, you just imagine sat there, you know, on the weekends or whenever, or after work in summer, and just chilling out, because like I said, that your garden's an extension of your home. You sit out more in summer. And I watched this one where, I don't know if it was abroad. I don't mean Sweden, I don't know where it was, but it was somewhere where they had these block of flats, apartments, whatever they were, but in the middle they had, I don't know if every flat had a little, it wasn't massive, but it was a shed. The sheds were really nice, like a summer house one. And you had a path going down the middle, and you all had a plot of land. So from your apartment or your flat, whatever you want to call it, you would walk only like 10 minutes, and there was this allotment, but they looked more like gardens, but obviously you can grow what you want in them. Mind you, I guess that's what an allotment is. And other people next year, and some of them said, oh, we sleep in it sometimes, you know, in this little shed sometimes in summer. But they were growing stuff, but they said it's a way of getting away from it all, you know, and relaxing in your garden, in your little oasis, no matter how big or small that little oasis is. Sorry, the woman in New York lived in an apartment, and because she didn't have a garden, and I don't know if she had a park near her, she just grew plants and flowers all over her apartment. And I mean, she had hanging baskets hanging everywhere. The plants were in the kitchen, hanging everywhere in the bedroom. But some people wouldn't like it, but as soon as you walk through the door, it was like walking into a jungle or a forest. But it was beautiful. It was very calming, and like, you couldn't not go home from work and walk in there and think, you just totally relax as soon as you went in. I can't imagine people's faces that have never been to her apartment and walking in going, you'd expect like a monkey to be swinging from the trees, and seeing like exotic animals in a flat just because it did look like a jungle. But it was just, my mum would hate it. I was like, oh my God, it's so nice. Like, she's got all, like, I want to get more plants in the house. To my mum won't be happy, but it's not her life, is it? It's my life. But I don't know if anyone understands what I'm saying, but I can see, like I said the other day, when I was younger, it's like, oh, only old people do gardening and blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about younger. But now it's like, yeah, I need to put something back. I need to pretty the garden up, because it's a bit boring. It's a good size, but it's boring. I need something, because also it's exercise gardening. I know gardening can be hard work, you know, if you're digging stuff out, if you're growing stuff, weeding, digging your beds over, this, that and the other. But I see it as exercise, and I can see the excitement of people when they've grown stuff, because you've grown it from hand, you know. And I just think, because I've gone plant-based, I mean, it'd be great to have a few things that I could, you know, I don't have to go mad, but a few things, even if I grew a few things in buckets and that, you can grow in big buckets, potatoes and stuff. I do have a lot of potatoes, and garlic and stuff like that, because I love garlic. I mean, why not? You might just want a herb garden, but I'm just thinking I'm going to give it a bash. I don't know if I'm late at some things, but I'm just going to try, and then next year I'll, you know, see what happens, planning it a bit more. But that goes on to my journals that I make now and again. This was an old one because I didn't even finish it off down the side, and I just looked in it and thought, oh my god, I haven't even used it. It was just never got finished, and I thought, I know, because it was like this inside and it's green anyway. It's got this little floppy shaker thing in it, and the colours were quite. And I've wrote some ideas down, and you know, it's just playing with some writing and some plain paper, some line paper. I thought, oh, I'll use it for writing my planting ideas and anything I've got to get, or notes off YouTube I've been watching. And I've just put an elastic band around it because normally it has a vintage button on it with a... So I thought, I might make some more of these and sell them as, well, journals. But if anyone likes gardening, I might sell them as gardening journals, you know, to draw your plans in, write your notes down. Sometimes I might do, has this one got one? Sometimes I have pockets in, so you could put seeds and things in, keep it all in there. But I thought, yeah, that might be quite a nice idea, because I do want to do some more journals and bits and bobs. But I thought I might as well just use this one, seeing as it was just a bit of a one that never got finished. But, oh yeah, and I've got some tomato currant sweet peas as well. And the chamomile, I'm looking forward to growing them. Also, before we go, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these, but they've worked. So I've made a little greenhouse with rubbish. That's probably why they want to get us to get rid of our rubbish, so you can't use it. But the little plants that Finn did the other day, a couple more are coming up. I think the middle ones are doing the best, but they were only little. I don't even know what they were. I was just testing them out. Are popping up more. Some in here, some in there, some in there. I don't think this one's doing. And this one I've put, I think I put a sunflower in because, and then I had this box of a punnet of grapes, and it's got holes in the bottom anyway. I'm just putting that on. I don't know if, well, it's working, but, oh, and also, milk bottle, I said the other day. I don't know who's on. I know there's 3 people. I cut out this square bit in the middle of the milk bottle, cut them down roughly, and I've made, says sunflower, I've made my own markers, and I did that by cutting the inside out randomly, making a point at the bottom like this, and then obviously just put your marker on. Hi Sue. No, I didn't see anyone comment unless I was looking away before. I made these, and then obviously just put a permanent marker on, and they stay on, and then I've just tied them up, so I don't have to buy any out of milk bottles. I did round. You don't have to round the corners off, but I've got like a corner rounding little device that I use for paper, and it just made them a little bit neater, but you don't have to do that. But I used the last milk bottle off the milkman to make some. Also, I was trying to sprout some sunflower seeds, and these sunflower seeds were just bird seed when we went to the country park the other day. I know I need to come back and do a few more. I've just been faffing about, really. I'll have to come and do some more chats. So the bird seed that you give to the ducks and the birds and whatever, with all different seeding, I fished out. I was trying to be budgeting because I haven't bought any. I fished out the sunflower seeds and thought I'll just try and sprout them on some wet kitchen paper. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but look. The sprouting. So I'm just going to see, and then I might be able to plant them. I've planted one. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but they are all sprouting. They're all actually coming out. They're coming out. And I've just used this little tub again off some strawberries. And they've been sat on in my conservatory on my window ledge because it's a bit colder in there today. So, yeah, I got them. And I also actually quite like these purple pots that these have come in from Morrison's. So obviously when I plant these at weekend, hopefully, I can reuse the pots, I think. But yes, I'm now trying to get into gardening because, you know what I'm like, I flip from one thing to another. But I do think Finn is really loving looking at the seeds every day. He has to ask to look at them. He says, I want to see me plants. So I was like, right. So he likes doing that. And I think once the garden comes on in the end, I don't mean this year, he'll be able to help, you know, with a little wheelbarrow and no end to my talent, Sue. Do you know what it is, Sue? It's just because I get bored. Well, not bored. I don't watch the telly that much. You know, I watch YouTube, but because I see people doing stuff, I just think, I can do that. Like I've said, no one should say, I can't do that. You can do it. I don't know what it's going to turn out like, but it's like, hi, juice my randomness. Oh, yeah, well, I prefer YouTube at the minute because I just think the TV lies. You know, my conspiracy things I'm on at the minute, they just lie. I don't like watching it. I just find it boring anyway. I'd rather be learning something, but I've been watching the allotment programmes, and like I said, I'll have to get all the names together who've been watching because it's been great. There's been there's two lads, young lads that do it. They're really funny. No, telly's boring. There's Growing with Julie, I think it is. There's Amanda's Allotment, it said the other day. There are a few others, Lavender and Leeks. There's a few others. I'll have to get all the names that I've been watching because there is a few more. And sorry if anyone's watching, I can't remember. I'll have to get your names up for people because I just love it. I just love having a cup of tea and watching it and showing all the grow. Obviously, because I'm trying to get tips off them as well, like what I can grow and. But I know this might sound sad to some, I see the delight in their faces when things have grown. But the biggest thing I see is when it comes in now in spring and summer and that, when all the plants are growing. I don't just mean things to eat. I mean flowers, and it just looks pretty. And who doesn't want to sit out in a garden, even if you've only got a little space which is full of flowers? Like I said, if you've got depression or anxiety, sitting out in summer, as you know, is nice anyway, getting a bit of sun. But sitting out in a garden that you've planted some of the stuff yourself and seen that grow, and pretty flowers and butterflies flying around and bumblebees buzzing and the birds singing, that to me is like, that's nature's song. And nature's song, when she sings, is very relaxing. You know it is. And if you've got a little bit of maybe a solar powered little pump, I want one little trickly water thing because that's a nice sound. But it is relaxing. I'm going to give it a go. I'm seeing these women, younger girls, women a few years older than me, women doing all this on their own, and I'm thinking, do you know what? If they can do it on an allotment that is way bigger than my garden. My garden's a decent-ish size. It's not massive, but it's a decent size. I can do it. I'd love an allotment. I think they look great. And there is allotments, I think, not that far away from me. I could walk or ride a bike on. But the thing is, with my younger son and that, it's just easier to go and do it in the garden. And I know some people have gardens and allotments because some people have the gardens for the flowers or the kids, or maybe they don't do that much in the garden. And then they have the allotments where they grow all the stuff. But then I've seen some people who've had allotments, a little garden, allotments, and then they've left the allotments and sort of done the allotment growing in the garden. But for me, it's just going to be easier to do it in the garden because I've got a bit of space at the back, which I think I could try and grow some bits of food, only a few bits, nothing mega that people are doing, and then get my garden sorted out with flowers. I'd like to try some sunflowers, and I don't know, just see if things don't work, they don't work, and that's what I've seen people say. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You try next year for something else, or maybe it didn't work because of blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm learning about mulching and all that, and I'm just like, oh, but I mean, them seeds are growing, so we'll see. But I just think I'm just sick of looking down my garden and thinking, oh my God, it's so boring. Like, my mum took the tree out at the bottom. I was mortified because it did give it something, but she don't like trees. But what I haven't told her is, I think it's growing back, so we just won't tell her that. But yes, I've got plans for my garden. Even if they don't all come to fruition this year, I'll be planning for next year. But my mum doesn't know. I started digging that. I know it didn't look much, and I got 2 thumbs down. So don't know who they were off. Oh, my little trolley people, I don't know. A little corner, but it actually goes all the way around. But I just didn't have time to do it all, so I just did that corner to see if I could separate the lawn off the dirt, and I did. Fine. So I've got to go all the way around. And even my sister said it'll look good when it's done, but that's not just what I'm doing. But I've never done it before, so a pat on the back to me just for doing a corner. I've got to go all around it yet, but like I said, I did buy 2 of these, and these said it's for scented blooms and abundance of scented blooms. Ideal for beds, borders, containers and window boxes, which is... I want to put it in borders. I want some window boxes in the end. But like I said, I want Finn to get involved. And also, I said I was looking for pebbles because I found that in the country park, you know, the thing that I was saying people are doing, painting on stones. And I actually found somebody else's. And I thought, I've not seen any, like, nice pebbles. And then I realised at the front of my house, in my front... drive. It is cute. I didn't realise there was... I've got some... They are dirty pebbles. So I've got some. I might be able to do it. But also, I might use these in my borders actually. And I did see, I think it was Growing with Julie. I could do them this small, but she had some big stones. Which if I find any, I will get, because I did pick one up from the country park the other day, a big stone. I could paint on them and paint a little picture of what is growing there. So if I was growing, I don't know, garlic or something, I could draw a picture and write it, and that'd be my little marker, will be a pebble instead of, like, you know, a plastic marker. So I've got a couple of them. Oh yeah, and I didn't show what I was making the other day. I made a tub of body lotion, and then I'm just so random. And then I made some lip balms, and they've got lavender in. What is it? Coconut oil and shea butter lip balms, or you can use it on your cuticles or on your skin. But this is just a lip balm one because it's in these little pots. I made them a few weeks ago, and I've made a big pot as well for myself to put on my skin, and it's really nice. But yes, I'm learning about teas as well, because I've been making my own fruit teas. And this one, I know I won't say I'm vegan, because I think vegan's very hard and some don't eat honey, but I have got honey in this to sweeten it instead of sugar. But it's so nice. It's chamomile and orange tea. And it's really nice and refreshing, but I tend to drink it at night, but it is really nice. So I'll just be thinking I'll be making my own herbal teas, I'll be getting my own food out the garden, hopefully, fingers crossed, at some point, might not be this year. If you've got flowers in your garden, you can cut some of your flowers and bring them in your house in a vase, and you've got free flowers, free flower arranging in your house. I think I'm more about being frugal now. Frugal. Can't even say the word frugal. Frugal as I'm getting older, because I just really can't be bothered with, like I said, the stuff I've been watching lately is a lot to do with them high up and some celebrities and some, you know, fashion industries and bloody music people. Hi, Hayley. And it's just all about getting you to buy stuff all the time, and I just can't be bothered. It's all about getting you in debt and this, that and the other, but there's some proper mad stuff going on. But I'm just hoping and praying that things will start changing over time in the end, because I do believe people are going to see what's what soon and, well, slowly, but it could all come together. But I know there's a lot of you out there that don't, you know, watch telly and this, that and the other, and that's why I'm always doing things and looking at stuff to do, and I feel like candle making again, but not to sell, just to make for myself, because if I have old bits of candle, because I'm looking at one, bits of wax, and I melt them down and make another one out of all the wax, then I've got a new candle, like a candle in jars. But yeah, my tea, Sue, I'll show you, I don't know if you saw it the other day, it is if you fancy trying this, it is, I had this jar, Savor jars, was the coconut oil jars that I use. So I just save them after, because I like the little shape. You can stack these up in your cupboard anyway. And I made a little label yesterday and tied it on with some hemp twine that I had for jewellery and stuff. This was just junk mail off a brown envelope. So I've got a little heart cutter, so I'll cut that out. And it's chamomile orange tea, you know, loose, the flowers. It's orange in there. And that was just by... I bought some... I don't know where they are. I think they're in the kitchen. Chamomile flowers, dried flowers. But I do want to grow some of my own, so I don't have to buy them. And then what I do is, when I eat my oranges, I leave the peels to dry. And then when they're all crunchy, I crumple them up and put them in with my chamomile and shake it up. And I wish I could go like that, because it just smells dead nice. It smells of... I haven't got a lot of orange in there, but I can still smell the orange. I don't know if you can see the orange there. Oh, Sue, honestly, if you could smell this, it just smells really nice. And I find chamomile tea like quite relaxing. You can have milk, you can put milk in your tea. Sometimes I've had milk in it. I haven't got milk in it now. I'd have to put my almond milk in it with a little bit of honey. But it's nice without any sugar or honey in it. And you can make your own. You can make your own. And apparently, I thought I had dandelions in the garden. I know Finn picked one the other day, but you can make dandelion tea. And you can only use the leaves as well. So I think you can use the leaves to make dandelion tea. I think that's bitter. And I think the flowers are sweeter. But I just Google stuff or YouTube stuff. And you can make that as well. So, like, you know, if you've got dandelions in your garden, you can make your own dandelion tea. If you're into herbal teas, you can make your own dandelion tea, and it's free and it's in your back garden. Hello! So if you do have little jars like this, save them. Because can you imagine, I could make some teas and give them away as presents. It's handmade. You know, and that's what I really love as well, even though a silly person did say to me once about making handmade things, because obviously they're not, you know, I won't say anything on that. But years ago, I guess that's what people used to do, years and years and years ago. I guess yeah, well, I was thinking of that, doing some teas and some natural, you know, like natural things. You know, years and years ago, maybe that's what they did, you know, people's birthdays and stuff. You just made something handmade. Or what was I doing before? I was sat before. I just did it dead quick. Finn's took them with him. I was just crocheting some flowers because I just felt like it. But Finn gave them to his nana. I just like messing with different things all the time. I get bored very easily, like, you know. So... but someone did ask about my artwork, and I said I will be showing some again, because I might do some in, you know, when the weather starts warming up in the garden. I do want to do some more I do want to do some paintings for the house. I want to paint my shed, because it's an old one. It was Finn's nana's, and it's sturdy, even though someone did screw the doors off the other week to try and rob something out of it, but they didn't. I want to paint it like that. It's like a minty duck egg blue colour, that colour. So there's a lot of painting and like sprucing up, but yeah. Oh, my mum did mention concrete because there's this like bit where I think someone used to put rubbish in it and it's just got rubble on it and there was weeds going through it and it was a bit annoying. So my mum just said, oh, we might get it concreted over. And I was like, I don't want everything concreted. But I said, well, you could do that bit because it had rubble in it anyway, even though it would make a really good raised flower bed. So I don't know what to do. Otherwise, if she does get it concreted, because she would live in Concrete City, I'd just probably fill it. It'd probably be easier if I did that bit because the rest of the garden's going to be, you know, natural. A load of pots, you know, just put a load of pots on it might be easier and just put a load of flowers and things in that and then I can probably change it up when I want it changing up. But yeah, I'll have to see what she says. But I'm getting excited because I'm getting some new fencing on Thursday, which I'm glad about because the wind blew some down. They were a bit knackered and there's a bit of a gap, you know, like thing could get out. So I'm not chuffed about that. But that'll be getting fixed this week. And hopefully, I just hope we have a nice... It was warm the other day and then like it's just gone off again. And it's like, it's quite cold I think. But yeah, I've got some plans. And then my nail room was nice and tidy, but then I had to bring some of the gardening stuff out of the shed because, like I said, someone tried to rob it. And with the fencing being a bit naff at the minute, I just don't trust it to be in there. So that's just full of the lawnmower and stuff now, which is great because I've just sorted that room out and now it's back to having crap in it again. So I can't win. But I'm going to get off because I've got some tidying up to do on this table. Yeah, it was sunny yesterday, but was it... When was the sunniest day? Was it Monday? Or was it Sunday or Monday? When it was really, really, like, really quite warm. Well, it was here. And then yesterday was all right. Then today's gone cold. But I'm going to put this back upstairs for now. Which looks like that. And just do a bit more tidying up. Because I haven't got Finn, so he just runs around the house trashing it as I go along trying to tidy it. You know what it's like, and you've got little ones. So yeah, I'm probably going to watch some more gardening things because I'm just trying to get some ideas. But yeah, try this, or maybe try, if you've got dandelions, get your kids to pick them. Obviously you have to wash them, but just go on, you know, YouTube video. That's all I do, like dandelion tea. I know what, I'll try that one out because I'm wondering if it tastes a bit like chamomile, a lot of daisies and things like that. Yeah, that'll be it this summer, Sue. I'll be in the garden showing you, showing you what I'm doing. But like I said, well, you know me, I'm arty-farty, so I might be able to make stuff. Like, ages ago I was doing some mosaic work and I've still got the mosaic stuff and they were like mirrors as well. So I was thinking if I got a terracotta pot, I could do some mosaicing of pots for the garden. Also, I want to get Finn to make, when it's dry weather, even if it's in summer, I'm going to have a go at making our own stepping stones because my dad's wife made some of them a few years ago and they came out really well, and the kids can do it with pebbles and stuff and bits of mosaic and, you know, little bits that you find they can like put their stamp on it sort of thing. So I thought, I don't want to buy in it, I want to make some. So I don't know, I thought that was a good idea. Will be a good idea. Some round ones. So I'm going to have a look into that. But there's quite a lot. Like I said, I won't get all of it done this year, but you know me with all my ideas. But yeah, I should be able to make things for the garden. And I also want to, I don't know if I'm too late now or what, but if I ever grow some sweet peas in the garden, because they just remind me of my granddad, I want to make my own trellis from, you know, well, the other, what do you call it, made out of bamboo. And I want to make some trellises anyway for some climbers with willow. So I know I can't go around cutting it round. I don't really know anyone with a willow tree if they were chopping it and I could have some. So I probably would have to buy it off Pig and eBay. But yeah, but anyway, whatever. Because I just think they look gorgeous. And the one I saw a girl made, they were like an archway with a heart in the middle and they were so pretty. But I know I can do that. I can make stuff like that. Like I said, willow's easy to bend. I know I could do stuff like that. I could make some... It's like this. This was the start of a little... I know it's not perfect. A little dream catcher. But if I made some of these from the garden, I could hang like... I've got some old, you know, hangers with chimes on, so I could make my own garden chime, or whatever. And next time I go in this charity shop, I might see if they've got any old, because they do anyway, you know, old plant pots, or not plastic ones, you know, because I want more in the house, and then seeing if I've got anything outside, and then obviously that snail over there, he'll probably go in the garden at some point when I've got more flowers in because it can look like a giant snail. And then what I might get a Finneys, because I know this is really cheesy before I go, but they'll have to be nice ones though. I'll have to get him only because he'll like him, and I know some people don't like him. 2 gnomes. 2 gnomes for Finn because he will like them. And like I said, hi Cheryl. Like I said, he likes looking at his plants at the minute. We have to go in the conservatory every day and get them out. I think, Cheryl, you grew some strawberries, was it last year? And I think you grew some sunflowers as well. So I want to grow some sunflowers on my back fence because my back fence is so boring. But I guess I can have a go. But yeah, make some tea. Yeah, I've just said, Cheryl, I've just... I don't know why I was doing this. I was just seeing if they sprouted, but I was testing if these sunflower seeds out of the bird seed sprouted on a damp towel. And look, can you see? So I don't know if am I supposed to plant them now they've sprouted, or have I got to wait a little bit more? Off the page, I just saw someone do this, so I'll have to look at it again. But made my own little greenhouse with a strawberry tub box. Seems to be working in the conservatory. If you haven't got a conservatory, stick them on a warm window ledge in the sun. And like I said, the toilet roll thing is, you know, they didn't all come out. I don't even know what they are. I can't remember. Some little flowery things, but some of them have come out, and they're fins. So he put the seed in and stuff, and he just likes to come in having a look every morning. And then obviously I've got my milk bottle made markers. So yeah, I will be coming in for some more chats. I've just been doing stuff and still doing the last bits of my nail course because I've got to get that sorted soon, and I'm at the job centre and that, doing all the things there. I've got to go this Thursday, CV and stuff in tow and all that palaver. Never been in this situation before. I just find it dead bizarre now what they do. It's not the same as when I first started work years ago, obviously, before I got the job in childcare years back when I was like 18, 19. God, it was just dead different. It's not even in the same building anymore, but I was just like, oh my God, everything's just different. Showing my age now, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, but the way they push you now, I don't mean that's a bad thing, but the way they do it, it just makes me laugh. Just like, oh. It's a good job I've got a computer. I've already broke my laptop because you have to get on and do stuff, but I was just like, oh, right. But yeah, if I want to go self-employed, they send you to a thing that you have to go to about so many hours long with getting that, which I'll be going to because that's what I want to do. But yeah, but they were sort of going, oh, what are your skills? And I went, just done childcare all my life really, but that's not what I want to do anymore. I'm not interested in that anymore. I don't want to do that going on in the age I'm at now. It doesn't appeal to me anymore. I'd like to, like I said, get my nail business going, and I think I'd like to do on the other side of that, on the side, a bit of like, when I do it, you know, just be handmade, whatever's I'm doing. Because I think I might do a bit more jewellery in summer and some body products. I don't know, it's just whatever takes me fancy, you know what I'm like. Whatever takes me fancy, I'll do. You never know, I might be selling, I'll be making garden ornaments next or something, you know what I'm like. I'll be like, oh, I just had this idea of blah, 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 blah. I'll be there with a chainsaw in the back of the garden, making sculptures out of wood. I wouldn't really, God, I'd end up bloody chopping my leg off or something, but you never know. You never know with me. But yeah, so I'm going to put this upstairs. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do my garden journals. That's what I said at the beginning, because this was an old tatty one that I didn't finish off, but I realised that I'd not used it. So I thought, well, it's probably going to get flung around the garden anyway. So I'm definitely going to make some gardening journals. Because I think that'll be a nice idea for people anyway. And they're handmade as well. And I've just paper clipped my notes in there. Like I said, you know, they've got lined paper and plain paper, so you can do what you want in it. But I think it would be a nice idea for someone, or as a gift if you know someone who likes gardening, because, you know, everyone likes to write the notes down and draw little pictures of the garden things and what you want to get and stuff like that. And I just think, obviously, it's handmade, so there's a lot of said in, you know, handmade things when you're buying stuff off people who are making I don't just mean me, I mean anybody online, eBay, wherever, because, you know, they took the time out to make them. They're not mass produced like the silly person was saying I was talking about a few weeks ago. You know, it's not mass produced. That's why normally they're a little bit dearer. Someone's took the time out to sit there and make them. You know, and there might not be a lot of them. Like, I don't do a lot of everything, but they're not mass produced by a big machine. That's what we like. They're not all the same, you know. And I think it's nice that's, you know, if you're ever buying something off someone handmade, it's nice because they put a lot of love, care, you know, and effort into making whatever it is, you know, be it gardening things or journals or jewellery or, I don't know, clothing, you know, like knitting and stuff. I really need to learn, though, how to crochet. I can crochet flowers at the minute, and I could probably crochet in a straight line and make a scarf, because I'd like to do that in summer, sat in the garden knitting for winter, you know, like making some thick, because I love thick, chunky knitted scarves, but why buy one? Might as well make one. Oh, no, I've just been, I got a bit caught up in something on YouTube, and people say the conspiracy things, but there is a lot of things going on in the world. I don't want to talk about it. If people know, they know. It's just one of them. This red pill thing, and it's just like mind-blowing, but at the same time it's not, because some people sort of knew, you know, I can't explain it, but been off with that and keeping my eye on things and watching a bit of the news just to see what they're saying, the rubbish they're saying, twisted. But I've just been busy doing, like, trying to think, I don't know, I've just been busy doing stuff about the house, you know, like, I got rid of a lot of rubbish a bit ago, but I've still got a lot of things, like, because when you have kids, it's just like, ooh, you can get rid of some stuff, take it to shower shop, and thinking, I still actually need to get rid of some more bits, and he's grown another 2 inches, so I need to go through his clothes again. There's bits in here I've got out everywhere that I pulled out the other day. I don't even know where it's come from. I don't know, you can get something out of a cupboard and then think you can't get it back in, and like, where's all that from? So I'm trying to get rid of that, either recycling it, like I did a load of shredding paper the other day, because I believe that if I ever did grow anything and potatoes, you can cure them and you can store them over winter for, I don't know however long, I've not looked into it properly, but you can use straw, or someone did use shredded paper, so I thought, well, I've got a lot of paper I can shred, so I could store some of it and just put it in the shed for if I ever use that. Or you can use cardboard and stuff for mulching on your garden. Not explaining that, but if people know what it is, mulching. And I'm either trying to cut things up that I can store neatly in the shed for if I need it, and then the other stuff getting rid of, and then obviously stuff about the house, do I really need it? You know, I got rid of quite a few of my clothes and stuff. There's just bits and bobs that I'm trying to get to the charity shop, and I went to go today, and I think next door to me they work there, but it's not open till tomorrow, so it's, yeah, it's just, you just need to get rid of stuff, don't you? Just like, ugh. But the more I'm being a bit more like, the ego's dropped now, I'm like, I don't really need that. I do have plants in my house and stuff, but also, I think there were loads of baby blankets from when Finn was, you know, when you're like, oh, I want to keep them because the memories, and I'm thinking, you don't need 20 baby blankets, and I could make something out of them as well, you know, but people get them sent away to get made into teddies, but I could do that myself, so I've kept a couple, especially his one he always had, and then the others can be used for some other little baby that needs them, so they're going to the charity shop. Yeah, basically I've just been busy trying to sort stuff out, sorting my life out, but I will be coming on again a bit more. I just had to get over this thing that I was upset about, but gotta be positive, like I say, on the positive side, and break away from what they want you to do, and like I've said, do your own thing and do you, and you don't, I don't, to be winning them at their game is a bit like, you know, I'm not into labels, I don't care about fashion. If someone wants to go and do this, I'll probably do the opposite. I'll do the opposite in my own way. I don't need to follow the crowd, like I've always said. So I have been doing that anyway. And like I said, like me talking about planting and flowers and gardens, like I said, some people might come on here who watch, or, you know, a few trolls or whatever. Yeah, a few trolls or whatever. It's the best way to be, Sue, isn't it? You know, and be like, the sun's down, or, she's talking about garden. But I'm not bothered, because I do what makes me happy. I don't care if others don't like it. I don't care if others think it's sad or whatever word they want to put on it, because I don't have to follow the crowd. I'm quite happy. That's how you've got to be, Cheryl. I'm quite happy. You've got to look at it like, when you're younger, it's harder because sometimes you do follow your friends, or it's that peer pressure. And even a few years ago, it's like, oh, I don't want to be seen as doing this because everyone think it's sad, or they'll all be laughing behind my back, but like, who cares? At the end of the day, if I'm happy doing the things I do at home or whatever, and I like it, and it's giving me a lot of enjoyment, and, you know, like I said, I don't drink alcohol, I don't take drugs, I don't smoke, I don't do anything like that. And some people might say that, oh, don't do this, don't do that, it's like not having fun. I don't need to take drugs, drink, smoke, whatever to have fun. I'm not saying people don't have a drink, but I just mean I've done that all when I was younger, but I'm not harming anyone, and I just rather have a brew. I know some people might say that's boring, but I don't need to have a drink to have a good time, and I'm not, that doesn't bother me anymore about going out, and it's nice every now and again, but it doesn't bother me. I end up spending loads of money, wake up in the morning and think, how much did I spend last night? You know, like, I don't mean now, but even a few years ago, like, how much did I spend on that night out for so many drinks, and like cabs here and cabs there? It is ridiculous. You could be saving your money. That's what the elites want you to do. Spend all your money. But I'd rather be happy in summer. Even if I was having a drink, sitting in the back garden full of flowers, whatever, gardening, if anyone thinks that's sad, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't interest me. It's just like, I know it interests people when they're young, but it just doesn't interest me. More now I go out and look around, probably because I'm getting older, and I just think, what are they doing? Like, getting into fights and like, just, I don't know, it's just pathetic. But I've given up completely, Cheryl. I like I said, I don't drink in the house. I drink when I go out, but I don't really go out a lot. But I can safely say, I could actually, next time I go out, not drink, because it doesn't... Last time I went out, I had 2 drinks, and that was it. And I just think, I just don't see what's point. I don't even like it. I don't even like the taste of alcohol. Yeah, I brew my PJ, but I just love watching the people I love to watch. Crafting, you know, if I've got any birthday... I am making a few birthday things, actually, for people. Things that I want to make, cooking something, or drawing something, or when the summer comes around, spending a lot more time in the garden, you know, because the nights are lighter, and hopefully a bit warmer, and you can sit out more in the garden and just chill out. And like I said, if you've got depression or anxiety, it is going to help with all that. Planting flowers, I want to be a good plant mother. Trying to be a good plant mother. I want some succulents and stuff like that, but I just want to put, I know it sounds like a bit hippie, but I'm a bit like that anyway. I just want to put a bit back to Mother Earth, my tattoo, because I can, because I've got the room to do it. And I think, well, why not beautify your place up as well and get Finn involved in helping with that, because he likes it. And like I said, I don't care who watches this and is like, oh God, you're doing this now. I don't care. I do me. I'm not doing this channel for anybody else apart from me. Only if you like it, then that's good. But I do it for me. So if I'm talking about gardening now, I'm talking about gardening. But you know, I'll come back round to me other things like showing you some artwork and that, because I just do at the time what I feel. If I have a bash at the garden and I think, oh my God, I can't do it, then I won't do it. But I just think, yeah, and I've got lots of hobbies, Cheryl. I've just got loads because my head's always like that. I can't stick to one thing. But like I said, I used to be like, God, it's a bad thing to be like wanting to do loads of different things. You just stick to one thing. But now I think, no, it's not, because my brain's always going and I'm like, I can do this, I can do that. Oh, the thumbs down are either people who I think might have liked some of my videos before and putting thumbs down because maybe I'm talking about gardening now, so they're not interested. Or the trolls, or some of my friends who were on the other week that, you know, are trying to nosy at what I'm doing and they just put thumbs down. But like I said, that's just a reflection of the people, they put the thumbs down. If I watch someone's video, even if it's someone I like and they do a video one time that I'm not that interested in, I never put a thumbs down on anyone. I just think, oh, well, I'll wait for the next one to come out. But yeah, they don't bother me, because I just think, well, even if they're watching it a bit to see what I was saying and they are a troll, then why they're watching it anyway, so that's all thumbs up to me. You know what I mean? I know, I just think, but some people are like that, they have to make a statement, don't they? But it doesn't bother me, I just laugh. I just think, well, you're watching my channel, even if you've clicked on it and you're only watching a little bit, it still made it a view, you know. If you don't want me getting views, then you shouldn't watch it. But oh, thanks, Cheryl. You said you're doing some more new ones. You should do your planting your sunflowers. But yeah, I've just been a bit busy. And obviously when I start in my work thing, I'll be a bit busy, but I'll still be coming on. But thanks, Sue. But that's what I mean with my channel. I just think, however long I do it for, it will always be random, different things. Even if I start a lot of gardening and then I do different things, there'll always be, you know, like some people do channels and they're just on one thing, you know, that thing, and people follow them because they love that one thing. But mine, as you know, change all the time. But like I said, people have said they like it because a few different people can come in, because maybe if I do gardening, there'll be a few people who like gardening come on, but it won't all be about that. I'm just trying to get a few planty bits in, because, you know, for summer, but you know what I mean, because you know what I'm like. But yeah, so I thought I'd just come on for a little chat to say hi. Yeah, and trying to change is good. I don't like staying, I don't mean people are staying stale, but I'd rather swap and change, because yeah, thanks, Cheryl. It's just the way my brain works. I can't help it. I've always been like that. I've always been like, oh, and I've just realised, Dad, if you're watching this, I must get it off my dad, because he's very like, and I was saying this to my sister the other day, he was doing gardening, then he did this, then he was doing growing food, then he does paint now, and he does have a studio thing where he paints, and then he was doing this, I must get it off my dad. But it's not a bad thing, it's just I've got a very creative streak and I have to get it out of my system. So if tomorrow I'm talking about pruning bonsais or something, or surfing, not that would be, you know, something random, then that's just because tomorrow that's what I'll be thinking. No, Cheryl, the thing is, I can't do a normal video on here. It won't let me. I don't know if it's something to do with storage. I don't know if anyone knows. If I do it, it will last about 10 minutes and cut off. And you know how long I talk for, so I have to go live. I have to go live. Don't know if anyone knows. Is that the monitoring thing? I don't know. I can't sometimes I just want to do a video without, with just doing it and then put it up, but I can't, I've got to go live. So it does annoy me sometimes, but apparently I can't. It's not long enough. Yeah, it's more interactive when I'm live anyway. But sometimes, I just want to, if I want to get something out, I just want to get something out, because you do get distracted by the chat sometimes. But I better go because I've got a bit of work to do and I've not done it. So I'll finish my chamomile tea off, which is going cold now. And I shall catch you soon. No, because I haven't got enough storage on my phone either. That cuts off after about 2 minutes, so it's just rubbish. But I think my mum's down Saturday, which is making me laugh, because I thought, oh, God. Because that's what I was trying to say before. She doesn't know that I've started cutting the beds out, because she'd be going, what are you doing? And even my sister said, they'll look good when they're done. I went, no, but you know what she's like. But, like I said, my mum's got to understand, I live here. It's my garden. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. I'm not doing it the way she wants to do it. She doesn't even live here. She's not got to sit in the garden, do you know what I mean? She'd have concrete city out there. I don't want concrete city. But I will try and do some videos at weekend because I'm fin free at weekend, so I have more time. But have a nice rest of the week. And just realised the stones fell off my nail at the top, so I'll have to put it back on. And I shall see you all soon. Yes, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be nice at weekend because I want to plant these up. And it'll only be these two in the garden, which will look like nothing, but I'm just going to gradually, week by week, like when I'm at Aldi and that, Cheryl, I'll just be, they have nice plants, I'll just be getting 1 or 2 because they're quite cheap. And these were £3, and just thought, just get them. Like I said, my bottle of wine, or fags, I don't smoke, but you know what I mean, my bottle of wine is a plant or 2. I'd rather have that in the garden than, a bottle of wine, whatever. Sad to some, but drinking just doesn't, I just don't like the taste of alcohol. So, yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.